everybody, my name is Mars, you can call me MG if you would like, and today I've got a very exciting video. We are celebrating my 5-year anniversary of making YouTube videos. Crazy how it's been so long. I did private quite a few of my earlier videos, so I don't have like an archive of the past 5 years, at least not one that's available to you guys, but most of my videos are still available to the public. And I have had a crazy time these past 5 years making these videos, and I figured this is a momentous occasion and we are celebrating with a Q&A. So I actually had a lot of responses. A lot of questions were asked by more than one person, and a lot of people wanted to remain anonymous, which is fine. I don't begrudge them anything. I left that as an option for a reason. I will mention who asked questions if they did leave a name, and there are 10 questions total, so let's just get started with it. So the first question I will answer is the one that was actually asked the most. This was asked by Crystal and also 3 anonymous people, so lots of intrigue about this one. The question is, what is my favorite video that I've ever made? And this was a tough one because I've been making videos for 5 years. I've made over 600 videos in that time, which is crazy. But I have narrowed it down to 2. So I think my 2 favorite videos that I've made are ones that actually have been made in the past year, which is good. That means I'm getting better at making videos, at least in my opinion. But the first one is my This Vlog is for October video, which I made last October, and it was to celebrate the release of A Dark and Secret Magic by Wallace Kinney, a dear friend of mine. It's part travel vlog, part unboxing, part haul. It's got a whole bunch of fun stuff, and I just really had a great time making it. I also had a really great time making my recent fall reset video. That was a beast of a vlog that genuinely almost killed my computer because my editing software didn't really like the amount of footage that I had in it, but I had a fabulous time filming it, and I think I got a lot done, and I just really love those 2 videos. I will leave them linked in the description for you if you are curious because you haven't seen them yet, or if you want to rewatch them, that's cool too. The next question comes from Anna, and the question is there a book that you wish you could read again for the first time? And I'm very tempted to say The Bone Houses because that is my favorite book of all time, and I read it every September as a birthday gift to myself. I've read it 5 times now. But I think that maybe I would say something else because I really do enjoy the rereading of that and getting a little bit more out of it or something different out of it each time. I think that I might go with maybe a childhood favorite that I've read a million times, like Inkheart or the Percy Jackson books, something that I want to experience that childlike joy of discovering how much I loved reading with. Something like that, I think, would be really fun. Our next question was also asked by multiple people, and that is, when are we getting a new book release? If you didn't know, I am an author. You can see my books right over here in this little stack. I've got 3 of them out, plus also a short story that you can only get as an ebook. The short answer of this is, I have absolutely no idea. The long answer is that things have changed for me quite a lot in the past 5 or 6 months, I would say, or this year really has been absolutely crazy. I've been a lot more social and like going out and doing things with people, which obviously takes up time. I've also gotten a job. I was unemployed for almost 3 years, and when you're unemployed and you're not going out to hang out with people, you have a lot of time to write. I definitely don't have that much time anymore. I'm also spending time doing other hobbies like crafts and watching movies, things that I enjoy outside of writing, which is fantastic. I kind of love that I have less time to write because I'm enjoying these other things that I'm doing, but I just have so much going on and I'm still adjusting to the way my life has changed in the past several months that I can't really give an answer to this. Like, I can't plan that far ahead at this point in time, so just stay tuned and eventually I will publish more things. Another question relating to my life as an author is, do I have any more ideas for books set in the same universe as Revelry? Revelry is my debut novel. The full title is Revelry in the Dark, and it is the first in a series of companion books. They're all set in the same world and related to the same school, the Westwood Conservatory, which is why the series is called Westwood Legacies. I do. I have at least one idea for a book that would be set at this school, and it is following a character that you meet in Revelry, fun fact, but it isn't anything more than an idea, and it's not really something I have any plans to work on anytime soon. Like I said, I've got a lot less time to write nowadays, and so I really have to prioritize certain stories over others. I can't really work on a million things at a time like I used to. So there is an idea. It's gonna stay an idea for a little while longer. The next question is kind of two in one. It is, what is my favorite character out of the books that I've read? And also, what is my favorite character out of the books that I've written? Which, this is a very mean question because I'm very bad at picking favorites, and I've read hundreds, maybe even thousands of books in my lifetime, so that is a lot of characters to choose from. And also, asking me to choose favorite characters from my own stories, that's like a little bit mean, you know? I did come to an answer after a lot of thinking. And for my favorite character, really characters, I've picked two for each because they kind of come in pairs. But favorite characters out of books that I've read, I've gone with Percy Jackson and Annabeth Chase. They've just meant so much to me since I was a child, like almost 20 years now, because Percy Jackson, the first book, The Lightning Thief, did come out 20 years ago this year, which is crazy. And I didn't read it right when it came out, but a few years later, so almost 20 years of being in my life. And I actually saw Rick Riordan and Mark Oshiro speak at an event a few weeks ago for the release of The Court of the Dead, the latest Nico D'Angelo book, and it just instilled this deep love in my heart. Like, it really reminded me how much this series and this world means to me, and these characters, Percy and Annabeth, are just absolutely perfect to me. As for my own characters, I actually went with two that are not from a published book. They're not from a book that I've written in its entirety at all. I don't even know if I've mentioned this project on my channel because it is from, I think, my late high school, early college days, which predate this channel by quite a few years. I started this channel in 2020, shortly after I graduated college. So the characters that I'm going with for my favorite out of my own stories are Darcy and Ciel from Of Hellfire and Holy Water, which, like I said, I don't think I've talked about on this channel, but the vibes of this story are kind of Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor meets Angel Fall by Susan E., and the song Work Song by Hosier is kind of the overarching theme, vibe. I don't know. It is one that has lived in the back of my head for years and years and years and years. So one day I'll write it, but I don't know why. I was thinking through the answer to this question, and those are the two characters that really jumped out at me. Not that I don't love all of the characters that I write, but I did have to pick an answer for this, and that is who I have gone with. A couple of people also asked how I think AuthorTube has changed since I've started, and I really feel like it's expanded so much. Like, there are so many AuthorTubers out there, and it's fantastic because I love this kind of content. I also feel like people are being much more open about things, like open about their story ideas, their writing processes, their writing journeys, whether it's self-publishing, traditional publishing, not publishing at all. I just love that people feel more comfortable talking about these kind of things because I really enjoy watching these videos and having conversations about them. So yeah, I feel like AuthorTube has definitely taken a positive trajectory in the past few years. The next question is, what is a video or video series that you hope to make in the future? So I actually have 3 answers to this, and they're all video series. So first, I would like to bring back Let's Talk Tropes. Let's Talk Tropes was a video series I had on my channel a couple of years ago, where I picked a trope, I described that trope and then gave examples of it both in published works and my own projects, and I had a really fun time with it. I just haven't had the time to do that level of research for a video in a while. And speaking of not having time to do that level of research, I also want to finally make my literary alchemy series like I've been talking about for several years. Literary alchemy is something that fascinates me, and I would love to do a series on it, but I just don't have the time. I do have some very loose outlines for some of the videos that would be in that series, but nothing in depth. The third series that I want to do is a series of vlogs where I visit every branch of the Philadelphia library system. If you didn't know, I live in Philadelphia, and there are a lot of libraries in the city. There are 54 plus the Rosenbach, which is part of the library, but it's also like owned independently, so its own thing. But my idea is that for each episode of this vlog series, I go to the library, check out a book, and read it. This is inspired by my friend Jess, who earlier last year, I want to say, had a library adventure series where she went to the library and checked out a book she'd never heard of, so it's kind of along those veins, although I'm not holding myself to the idea of a book I've never heard of. The adventure part is just visiting each branch of the library. So maybe I can start that in 2026. I'm really not sure because it is a huge undertaking, and I feel like it's going to take me a long time to complete because I feel like even one a month seems like maybe a lot, but I don't know. We will see how things play out in the future. Next up, we have what is something that past Mars would not believe has actually happened? And I talked about this earlier in the video, but getting a job and enjoying spending time out of the house doing things other than writing, my whole life has been books pretty much since I learned how to read. Reading and writing have been my bread and butter. And obviously, I have other interests, other hobbies, but these past few years of being unemployed, they were kind of what has been sustaining me, that and making YouTube videos about reading and writing. But like I said, this year I've been doing a lot more things. I've been out of the house for like 40 hours a week working and having a good time doing that job. I work at an ice cream shop and it's so fun. Like, I really do enjoy it. And it's just been so good for my mental and physical health to be doing so many more things other than sitting at home tapping away on my keyboard or flipping through some pages, which, don't get me wrong, I still love, and I still love spending a lot of time doing. It's just a really good thing that it's not all that I'm doing anymore. Then we have what are my favorite types of AuthorTube and BookTube content to watch? And I love vlogs so much. I love a good long vlog, like hour and a half, 2 hours even. Becca in the Books has really good vlogs, absolutely amazing. I really enjoy opening up my subscriptions page and seeing a 2 hour drop from her. Could not make my day any better. For BookTube, I also enjoy those videos that people like Carrie Can Read makes, where it's like, I read blank book so you don't have to, and then I get the full rundown of it. She recently finished doing that for the Mortal Instruments series, and those are books I'm never gonna read. I did try to read City of Bones, the first one, several times in my life, and I just never got through it until like the fourth or fifth time, and it just is not a series for me. But I really enjoy someone else recapping a story like that and like giving me their opinions as they tell the story. I just love those videos so much, and again, long form content. For AuthorTube, I really like goals-oriented videos, so people giving a list of their goals, giving updates on it, and recaps of how they accomplished their goals, things like that. I find them to be very inspiring, and this wasn't part of the question, but outside of BookTube and AuthorTube, I really enjoy watching decluttering and organization videos. Those are so fun to me. I really like putting them on while I do other tasks like cleaning or organizing, some inspiration kind of. So that is what I watch on YouTube mostly. And our final question is again one that a couple of different people asked, and that is, what advice would I give past me who was just making this channel 5 years ago? And I would say, talk to people more. Be the one to reach out to people. I have anxiety. I had very bad social anxiety growing up and throughout my early 20s. And thankfully, it has eased off quite a bit in the past couple of years, which I think has a lot to do with my changing lifestyle. I am now getting older and experiencing more things and really learning what kind of life I want to live, and part of that involves being social. And I am very thankful to have fallen into a wonderful community of writers very early on in my YouTube time. I feel like within the first couple of months, I made so many amazing friends that I'm still so obsessed with to this day. Like, they're amazing people, and I love talking to them and hearing them talk about their projects and really just vibing with each other. It's so fantastic, the people I've met through this, and I'm so thankful. But I really would have advised myself to kind of get out of my shell a little bit and be the one to make that contact first more often. So, not huge groundbreaking advice, but advice nonetheless. So those are all of the questions that I was asked for this. Thank you to everyone who submitted one for me to answer. I had a challenging but good time coming up with answers for these questions, even if a few of them were a little bit mean. But yeah, thank you so much for 5 wonderful years on YouTube. Here's to the next 5 and anything beyond that. I don't know how long I'll be here. As long as I keep enjoying making content, I will be. But yeah, we've come to the end of this video now. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.